Iron Maiden, yeah.
Alright. Yep, so that's that. We're up on them. So they're fighting Hunter. It's your turn now. This guy's running over to you. He'll draw his sword. Alright, veteran.
If everyone hits me first, I'll use my disadvantage thing
Only one of them hits you, and he still hits you for 8 damage. That was the veteran. The archer draws his short sword, misses you with that. And the other one.
Please let me succeed my sanity.
Wow, he misses you too.
Succeed.
All right, this other, the last archer is gonna shoot at Boogly. Of course, they hit Boogly, no problem, for 16 damage.
Dude, I am hanging on.
I think it was Brock sent that meme where it's
I'm at
the
2
dude
health.
with the spice thyme all over his hands. And
Yeah,
like,
but I've been focusing on my
and
magic.
he said, he's like, I don't get it.
Kicking his ass.
He's like, too much thyme on his hands? I was like, gosh, damn it, dude.
It's too late for that. It's his turn, and he says, Boogly, you're gonna pay.
I say, do it, bitch.
Yeah, Boogly, please.
Then you just send him a picture of sticks.
6 damage from the kick.
I'm down. Whatever he does next, I'm down.
He's like, oh.
He kicks and you go, oh!
He kicks me in the shit. Ow!
You puke all over the place. Puke all over him and he gets sick. Disgusting.
We're just gonna get in a fight with Gareth. Seems like the thing to do.
We could end this guy now.
He does hit Gareth with his, his Arabia.
The thing.
Okay. Tobin.
You haven't been the same, since the thing.
Tobin is done for the night.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Baby might be freaking out. His life is like...
Most likely, right? And that's his turn.
To be fair, she does wrangle tarts all day, so...
Hunter.
I'm gonna start
So when she has to start wrangling Tobin, it's
slicing up the guy that I hit originally.
I'm gonna freak out.
Does the critical hit him?
I think so.
Yeah, that
Let me
one's,
check the rules.
that one's 19 damage. Does 22 hit him?
Yes.
That's 13 damage.
First one was 19?
Uh-huh.
Sorry, 19 and what?
13. Next one's 28 for 15.
Okay.
And I have to say, the crazy look has not left Hunter's eyes. He is not doing non-lethal anything.
But those aren't bites, right?
No, those are with my sword. Now he's just trying to get blood all over the place.
And blood you are drawing. Now there is no sign of the shield breaking through, right? Or deflecting blows.
Oh, no. I'm attacking. I'm on the wall.
Oh, that's right.
I'm attacking the guy I hit originally.
Oh,
Like I was biting it.
Oh.
Run for your lives. He's doing less lethal damage.
What am I looking for? Number 4.
Yeah, I'm doing less lethal, not more lethal.
Yeah, he is bloody. Oh,
Yeah.
What? You had attacked this guy before.
I only did 13 before, so I don't know if that's enough total, but basically Hunter has blood, like, all over his face, down his chin, and it just looks like a lunatic just, like, slashing this guy up.
Okay. Yeah, he's barely hanging on. Like, he's definitely struggling. Okay.
I'm the hero of Rameth.
That's your turn?
Yes.
Dutch.
I want to first yell out to the soldiers on the wall just to run. Get out of there. And I'm going to shoot Ripford again.
Okay. Oh, and these guys
It's okay.
have...
I succeeded my saving throw this time, so next round I'll be like, sorry about that, buddy, and then I'll knock him out. Assuming I don't get hit a whole bunch. And have to remake the check.
Charlie Squad's coming for you.
Well, now I have my senses, so I won't kill Charlie Squad Smile.
They trip and, like, Poke you with their sword.
Yeah, they're like shish kebab.
And they
onto
are
your sword.
they're incapacitating the
Yeah.
guard, right?
Choke him out.
Okay.
Duck is.
And so am I okay to shoot at Redford?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should
Is a 19 hit?
spook him up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Remind me, if you roll a 1 on a death save, you're just dead, right?
No, you get 2 fails
two
instead of 1.
fails.
If
So-
you get a 20, you stand up.
It's 19, 20.
Why?
Saying,
can
what if
fight.
there's one time I roll a 1,
So that's
I
31
died.
damage.
the very last
It
time?
does suck. I died on the final fight several
I
times.
think
Okay.
we've done that.
Got it.
I have.
But I have inspiration.
I died in a random fight where like there was like 17 opportunities to pick me up and people were just jacking off.
Oh, I remember that.
What one was it?
That was me. Against the hags.
Yes.
Yep.
Like a 35 round combat, and I'm like,
Oh.
hey guys, I've been down for quite a
I
while.
was trapped in the freaking cage up top. I couldn't do
I
anything.
remember that.
I ran right past him.
I was like, ow!
But you're a barbarian, that's expected.
Yeah.
If anything, you should be the one in the middle of the fray.
Right.
Because I think
Me, on the other hand,
All right, Mogar, or
the bard.
And Ethan's Ethan.
whatchamajiggy. Redford just like he's using one of his legendary actions to attack
He
Garrett.
casts whatchamajiggy.
Start
You're right,
dancing.
Mogar.
All right.
Dance with the kids.
So I'm right here.
Yeah.
I was 10 feet
Might
out.
break a leg trying to do what he
And
did.
I
Whatchamajiggy with it.
call upon Torm. I say, Colonel Redford, yeah, your time has come.
Jiggy with it.
We will save your soul, but your ass is mine. And I just
He like
swoop.
looks at you like
Yeah.
with contempt.
Yeah, he's like, what?
And I'll tap it.
Yeah, your
And
soul will be
I
saved in the feud
I
plan.
just swoop down. Ah!
Torm wants your soul, but
I got a
That's
26
why.
and a crit.
Almost word for
So
word.
26
that's what Mr.
and
Applegate
the
said to me.
29.
That
He is
a
going to
Mr.
eat
Applegate classic.
122
Yeah.
damage.
Wonderful.
Torm was there, he can confirm. I tried to sneak out early to go to lunch, because there was like 2 minutes left.
And I'm gonna come up.
And, because I've done it like 10 times before. But
Yeah,
saw me
everybody
this
did
time,
in his
and he
class.
goes- He's like, Josh, get your ass back in here.
So you're just
So I
swooping
walked back in,
through,
and he goes, if you try to leave again,
huge burst
God
of
damn, your
radiant
soul,
light,
your ass will be
right?
gone.
And then you kind of move on.
Yes.
Cast bless.
Oh, that's right. I can cast bless. So I'll cast bless when I'm here.
Nuts.
Funny.
Funny, but nuts.
He's a funny guy.
That does.
I used to see him at Walmart all the time.
Oh,
I know.
really?
I used to see him all the time in high school. So I cast bless
It would be when I should have been in
on
class.
30 feet. So if I was here, that gets everybody. So whenever a target makes an attack roll or saving throw, you can roll a d4. So yeah, attack rolls and saving throws. Actually, you can't, but you two can. You could add a d4. So on your ones where you're falling,
Yeah.
yeah,
Roll a d4.
yeah. So it would be me, you, and him.
All right.
Oh, Black Mogar.
And white.
Like Mogar had a
one.
child.
Mogar.
Playing away. Damn thing going wild.
Bam, bam.
Blackberry on a child.
Dude, that's 3 crits this game, dude.
Reroll him.
All right.
Silvery
He,
bars.
You're like
he-
a.
after your turn, Mogar,
What are
he
they called?
backs off here using his legendary action. Colonel Redford's shield is broken, and his body is not far behind. He backs up against the wall of the fort. You disgusting insects. How dare you rebel against such superior intelligence? But I should thank you.
He's an incel.
At last I have a reason to shed this repulsive frame.
No!
He opens his mouth, and from it 4 tentacles emerge. They push against his skin until it tears, and his entire skull expands, the flesh peeling off to reveal a bluish skin beneath. As horrifying as it is, you can't turn away. His arm
Beautiful.
likewise transforms, his human hands becoming large claws, and he uses one to pick up the brain from the plate. As he continues his metamorphosis, his tentacles wrap around the brain and he devours it hungrily. You can see he is relishing the moment,
I knew we should have.
and guess that this may be the first brain he has been able to eat.
He's new.
make sure it's the
transformed.
last.
Honk. You got this, B.
Immediately after this, he basically Misty steps right. He teleports up here,
He can just fly, right?
And he's just like, enough, and he like raises his hand, not that he needs to, I guess, and he just like mind blasts this whole row.
Brain blast.
Hunter, you're the only one that needs to.
I just
worry
got my
about
mind back.
this. It is an intelligence saving throw of 15.
17? But do I still take damage?
No, Mind Blast does not deal damage on a fail. But it's really bad if you do fail.
Oh, okay.
Because you take damage and
Or stunned?
you get stunned.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Oh, he actually would have taken more damage.
Ceramorphic stun.
Crap.
It doesn't matter.
Does it matter? Okay.
You just needed to get him past the threshold to Ceramorphosis.
Rusty Sprinkler.
Oh, on a successful, it takes half as much damage. Alright. So it's.
Oh, but I am resistant to psychic damage.
You are. It's 9 psychic damage.
Not too bad. The real question is, am I gonna care or start killing the people next to me anyways?
Well, they basically for thematic, you can still attack unconscious people, but they're all stunned or dead.
I'm able to save this time, so that's fine.
Including Charm.
No! It's impossible!
Yeah, you're basically the only one left standing from that attack.
They're not dead.
Some
Let's leave
probably
them.
are.
Charlie's squad's not dead.
Yeah.
But the guards,
They're either
maybe.
stunned and dead or just stunned. Ew.
Alright.
I survived.
Boogly, you're up.
Wait, how's it
Death
Boogly?
save.
Oh, yeah.
Add the 4 if you need.
Man,
Wait.
I already rolled a 17.
Okay.
How did we do this order? Or was that his legendary action?
Yeah, it was legendary action / cutscene.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright,
What did you roll?
17.
Oh, nice.
Monsters are out of the picture.
Maybe Gareth can pick up Boogly?
He can stabilize him, but he doesn't have any healing. So he can't
These
pick
guys
him
are
up.
rushing down to
It
help.
would have to be you, or maybe him.
Probably you, homeboy?
Or if any of us have a
Pick
potion.
up.
Do you have healing word?
I can heal him. Yeah, I can heal him.
Yeah, healing word's the best one because it's just a bonus action.
Boss.
Yeah?
Oh, I didn't go down before. I might this
Wait,
time.
didn't Dutch?
No.
Didn't you just do something?
No.
All right.
No!
Goodbye, Colonel Redford. Hello, Mindflayer.
I'm a virgin.
Colonel Redford,
Not
the Mind
that much
Flayer.
longer.
He actually,
That's the astral soul.
Hunter. I know that you're kind of raging and whatever, but he just
I'm
comes.
fine now.
Oh, you are. He comes up to you. He says, "Hello, Hunter. I would like you to know my true name before I eat your brain.
It's Craig.
I am. You have the joy of becoming the second Neo to Yuntrikoth.
I tell him, like, that's not going to happen.
He crits.
It's probably going to happen, actually.
He
Wait,
does-
wait, is he attacking, though? Can I make him have disadvantage?
Yeah, you can.
Wait, on that. 3 natty 20s. My name is... What?
Alright, 21.
What?
So still help. Hits.
Yeah, definitely still hits.
It's 13 psychic damage.
So I half that.
Yep.
What is...
Is 6.
6?
And you need to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, you're
17.
So smart.
You succeed.
Do Do I take more damage though?
But you are grappled.
Oh yeah, he's trying to give me the mind suck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not stunned.
Just the way I like it.
If you were stunned, you'd be dead.
Yeah, because he gets a massive.
Yeah.
bonus.
All right. And that is his turn. Hunter, your turn.
All right. Well, he brought himself close to me, so that works for me. So I'm gonna hit him 3 times. Start going sicko mode. This is like Hunter's thing. He wants to hunt monsters.
100 swords would suck.
And you know what? For the first time ever, Hunter's gonna not be a retard, and as a bonus action, use fucking Hunter's Mark. I always forget I have that spell.
Dude, I didn't realize you had that spell this entire game, dude.
I mean, it does cost one of my attacks, but
Only at one.
only one time.
One time.
Yeah. So he'll be marked with Hunter's Mark, and then I'm gonna attack him twice.
And isn't that a bonus action?
Yep. But I use an offhand weapon, so.
Gotcha.
29 on one of the hits, and 20 on the second.
Okay. They both hit.
Okay, let me roll the damage with the Hunter's Mark. 6. Alright, that is 28 damage. So I'm like fighting back against him, dragging me. It was disgusting, my clear mouth.
So you're still grappled.
Yeah.
You didn't escape the
You
grapple.
said
Yeah.
28 damage?
Mm-hmm. So he
Alright.
still might suck me brains next time. It's kind of hot.
This sucked me brain.
If I gave him legendary actions in this form too, you would definitely be in trouble.
Yes, I'd probably be dead.
Dutch.
All we wanna do
I
is
see
suck your
transform.
brain.
See that he's trying to give Hunter the big suck. And I go, holy shit. I'm gonna fly over to him.
Hunter's too stupid for it to work.
I'm 50 feet in the air.
Yep.
I'm gonna use all of my 50 movement to get over to, like, as close as I can to the wall.
Yep.
How far does that put me?
You're right above him.
Right above?
Yep.
Okay.
And the wall's 30 feet.
30 feet, so 20 feet above.
I can use Healing Word before you
Oh
move.
shit! I forgot healing words suck.
What?
That's a
Well,
bonus action.
Do you have darkness over you?
Yes.
Is he gonna be in darkness?
He can see it.
Not magical darkness.
You can't?
But me.
I don't know. I don't think magical I could.
Okay. Well, anyway, never mind. I don't do that.
I can't, but you can't see me either way.
Where's Boogly?
Right here.
I fly to him instead.
You just shake him. Wake up, Boogly.
Yeah, I have superior dark vision, but that's not magical dark vision. I need Devil's Sight.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting.
Devil's Sight.
Are there goggles of Devil's Sight?
You could probably make them. Well, technically you can make anything for any spell, but Devil's Sight's not a spell, it's an Eldritch Invocation.
Just make a
There's
deal
probably an
with Devil.
artifact or something.
Probably Goggles of Daylight or something.
Yeah. I think the best counter to darkness is just to have a higher level light spell or something like that. The continual flame will do the trick.
Yeah, Continual Flame is a good spell. Goggles of Continual Flame is just roasting your eyes.
Whoa!
So I'm going to cast Healing Word at 3rd level.
I didn't know you had healing spells.
Healing Turd.
I'm a
Because he's a
Sorcerer.
white
the
sorcerer.
Divine Soul.
He's a white mage.
See my hat. You're back up with 9 health.
9 health.
I couldn't
That's all
9 health?
I need.
Healing Word doesn't heal very much,
It's a
Jeez.
D4.
but it's a bonus
But I used it
action.
at level 3.
Oh, it's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's ranged.
Yeah, like huge range.
This is the power.
It's a really useful
Yeah.
spell.
This is all I got.
No, Healing Word's like the most useful for picking people up because it's cost nothing to do.
You don't have to get close to somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my main action and...
The main action is to blow up.
Yeah, I probably can't shoot him with...
Why not?
Because you used a spell. Oh, but
Eldritch
it's a
Blast is a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Yeah, so I could do it, but he's 30 feet up, like he'd be partially obscured.
Well, healing word. What's the range on that?
It's touch.
Healing Word does not touch. Cure Wounds
That's
is
not-
touch. Healing Word is
yeah.
range. That's the benefit of. That's why Healing
60
Word.
feet.
So
Okay,
you
so I will
stay
stay
up in the air.
Sorry, I thought.
Yeah,
it was
because you were
protection.
already 50 in the air, so you're fine.
So I'll do that. That's nice.
Move and attack.
I'm gonna stay. I'll stay there because I don't want to put them in darkness. I'll just attack.
So you just fly right above Boogly, condense all of your healing word magic into one big loogie.
Drip, like it's like the drip one.
Don't even spin it. Just
It
Boogly's
drips
like-
50 feet.
I'm like unbroken.
And then once it hits him, you suck it back.
Ew.
It goes like right in his open mouth.
Holy shit!
It's the best thing Boogoo's ever tasted.
He's like serum.
Can't go back to Margler.
Okay.
Alright.
27 to hit. 24 to hit. And a crit, baby. Holy
Nice.
For final fights, there's been a lot of good crits going on.
I wouldn't know.
No, you got crit a couple times.
Yeah.
You know what, Mogar, just for that. There you go.
There you go.
That's going to be 48
I
damage.
should have broke
Hunter, I
down.
gave you inspiration, right? You got that?
Yeah.
What? 48 damage. Ba-bum-bum.
Yeah, he's really hurrying. One of his tentacles like comes off in the blast.
You said he's really hurt?
Yeah, you can tell he's very upset.
Going for the kill.
And you especially, Dutch. You've earned his ire.
How high up is that wall?
He's playing the
30 feet.
Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
All right.
Song.
He's hiding the key in his coat.
Dutch.
I've
So
got
that's
a
your
jar
turn,
of
Dutch. You done?
I've got a
Okay.
jar of dirt.
Alright. I say, this ends now, you monstrosity.
Your ass is mine.
Yeah. And I swoop at him.
Swoop.
I swoop, I call upon Torm. I radiate the brightest light I've ever radiated. Ever.
One whole watt.
21 hits,
Two
right?
watts.
Not anymore, does it?
Does it really not?
It does.
Okay. And the other one was a crit.
Silvery barbs.
Yeah.
In total, 132 damage.
That's enough to single shot this guy.
Non-lethal.
Is it really?
As a mind flayer,
No, this is super lethal.
I buffed his I buffed his hit points, but I didn't want this one to be.
Easy.
You know, the first form was the
Yeah.
more sponge. So yeah. Anyway. All right.
Your lance goes through him and impales me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the explosion
The
of light
holy
just
light
like hits
kills you.
everybody. Okay, so it did.
I see God.
So you pierced his heart with your
White,
lance.
pure white.
Or,
It's not even
Yeah.
form.
Torm.
Didn't
Roll him
dare
up.
say he literally obliterates it. It turns to mush.
Actually, I don't
Yeah,
worship
no,
God. I'm a God of good and undead.
And I'm screaming Torm,
Who is-
everything's in slow
Can't remember
motion,
his
and I
name.
sing.
He's the one I worship.
In fact, that's how it says. He's here, and I just go sing,
L. Ron Hubbard.
and you just see me over here.
Yeah. And then nothing happens, and all of a sudden just.
yeah, the
The lights
Right,
behind
right.
me. It's like all you see is
Samurai.
just shadows. Yeah.
It's kind of like-
Ounce Minor.
if we were going to go with slow motion, right? You come in, like you said, you're filled with Torm's light, and you know as you pierce his body, right, it sinks in, and just like you can visibly see the light kind of piercing through his body as
Like
it
shining out of
begins
his
to deteriorate, and you know his torso, his tentacles, right, everything's just kind of like disintegrating from the center part, and he's just like turning to ash, really, and he's just, you can hear him, you know, screaming in pain, right?
I'm
as he
melting.
disintegrates. No.
We need his tentacle for proof.
And you fly through and land right here, just in time to see the final bits of his claws and tentacles disappear, and the amulet just falls down to the ground amongst like these
Dude
guys.
just light speed rammed him.
I hurry
Yeah,
down
seriously,
tentacle and cast
You
my-
hold him
I was
over
gonna say
him.
it's the holder.
That move is
maneuver.
1 in a million.
That's literally how I pictured it, though.
Yeah, me too. Just not as stupid.
Like in Star Wars Episode 8. Is it 8?
Yeah.
Where she uses the
Admiral Dyke
the
with her fucking
ship
ball
to
gun.
go into light speed.
Lightspeed,
It just blows up everything. That's exactly how I pictured it.
Yeah.
Except she was actually a coward trying to run away. 'cause
Obviously.
That was not able to do.
If it's 1 in a million, then you were clearly trying to escape, you bitch.
I'll stay with the ship, guys.
Yeah,
don't worry.
you guys go down
Is
to the
that how they
planet.
explained that as like a
In episode 9,
technique?
they're like, because it's like, why would everybody not do this 100% of the time?
Right,
You could
yeah.
stick a droid in its small pod with hyperdrive and one-shot anything.
Yeah.
They're like, that moves 1 in a million. So it's like, so she was trying to run away?
Yeah, that's what they said in episode 9. Yeah.
That's funny.
But those guys shouldn't be writing movies. They should be in diapers in a daycare center.
Was it Ryan Johnson?
Ryan Johnson wrote episode 8.
Ryan
Yeah.
Johnson.
JJ Juju Binks wrote episode 7 and
J.J.
9.
Abrams isn't even bad.
Juju
He's a
He
good
did-
director.
He did very bad with that movie.
I don't like the
Like,
Star Treks either, but that's just
Even
because I don't
episode
like Star
7
Trek.
is literally just episode 4
Yeah,
again.
7 had
But
a decent foundation.
It could have gone
Because it was just episode 4.
into a good place.
But they also didn't make a roadmap at all, which is kind of on him.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. Colonel Redford, or rather, the Mind Flayer Ash that was once him, is gone. The amulet,
From Palatine?
recently crafted, so it's a Nuke's amulet, right? And its smaller remaining creationary crystal socketed within
I take it.
rests on the ground nearby.
After all,
It would seem this gem is closely tied to your own fate. Your adventure very nearly began with this crystal, and now it ends with it.
Cast it into the sea.
Put it in the book.
Someone gonna pick it up?
I'm gonna pick it up.
Alright.
I'm
Hunter,
sorry.
you have the amulet.
Is this Hildor?
Boogly, Dutch, are you guys gonna
I'm
run
gonna
up,
fly up there.
fly
Yeah.
up here? Boogly?
I eat it.
Okay.
I'll join my brethren.
Charlie Squad gathers.
I killed them first.
They help pick up, their friends. These walls are actually 10 feet wide, so you can get like 2 people wide on them. But for purposes, right? Alright.
Damn good to see you, Charlie Squad.
You still on Cinnamon?
I'm still on cinnamon.
Do you let Boogly get past?
Nah. In fact, it says cinnamon. P. And P's.
Far
Alright. So, just saying you guys are, gathered
Yeah.
up on the wall. Right.
To look out over our saved town.
That's
We just
right.
look down, there's like thousands of goblins ransacking the town.
Those you rescued, led by Ren. Just assume they're up here. It's a big party. Man, there really are a lot of people though. Alright, so yeah, everyone's up on the wall. Those you rescued now run up the stairs to see you, seeing that the danger has passed. They embrace you and celebrate your amazing victory over such horrors. Charlie Squad also, picks up the wounded, and they join you, having neutralized the fellow soldiers, and they cheer to see you successfully take down the Mind
Charlie
Flayer.
Squad slits the throat of every soldier who's just stunned.
Yeah.
Suddenly,
Mind flares.
you will be so kind as to return that to me. A woman's voice calls from nearby. It is a graceful voice, but commands power and authority.
The Elvish Queen.
You realize you recognize this voice. You turn around
It's the Queen.
and
Is
see
this-
Queen Lavaralda of Everil standing behind you on the wall. Her attire and elegant gown untouched by the dust and blood all around you. It is a surprise, albeit a pleasure, to see you all again. Hunter, just as before at the ball, you feel an inexplicable pull toward her. Her voice is so alluring, her presence captivating. And in your current state, you feel that you would do whatsoever she commanded you to. But that line of thought also, despite your kind of rage condition, right, suddenly triggers a memory of something the Jackal said. A stray thought passes through your mind. Could she be?
Don't trust the Elvish bitch.
He says that out loud.
Probably my sister.
But yeah, so that kind of happens in the same moment. For the rest of you, like, she's just asked, like, or she's just said, it's a pleasure to see you again.
And I have no problem giving it to her. I have no use for it.
I don't have any use for the greatest mystical artifact.
Wasn't that great? We beat his ass.
So you you have the amulet, so you're gonna walk over and give it to her?
Yeah. I'll just be like, what do you want this for? And couldn't you have showed up, I don't know, 10 minutes ago?
Do you ask her that? Like, do you give it to her and then ask her that? Or
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she's bad. What's your last name?
Yeah, she gratefully receives the amulet, and you ask the question, but
She's like, all the better to kill you with, my dear.
My pretty.
at the same time,
She turns it on my face.
Dutch Ladiguir suddenly shows, like, materializes next to you. And he's like, whoa! What are you doing?
Bazinga.
Like giving the thing away? That's
yeah.
that's why he's saying it?
Yeah.
Just like before I give it to her?
No, it's like, you give it to her.
I was
you ask
like
a
I'm
question.
about to, and he says it, and I'm like,
What did you ask?
oh, I was just asking, like, how did you know what was going on here? And could you not have, like, brought help earlier?
Maybe
I
we
say
should-
as I, like, cough
I
up
was like,
blood.
maybe we should have just give this thing.
She's a hot elf, dude. My guy's clearly a simp.
You should.
She could be my sister. Which is even
You should
hotter.
give it to me and let me study it.
The evil guy sealed in the axe. It's like, hey guys, why don't we not give her that powerful
He's
artifact?
not evil.
Gil was like, the second he saw that guy might be released, he's like, yeah, well, guess I'm dead and everything's fine.
Gil never did that.
He definitely did. He left a
No.
whole journal about it.
No.
Okay,
He's definitely the best.
Lada Queer is not my kind of guy, dude.
Lada queer.
Hot elf chick, dwarf
That's
gay
my
guy,
kind of guy.
hairy dwarf.
okay,
Weird
Hunter.
idea,
It sounds
more
like
like
you're totally fine giving to her. I do want to give you a chance, like, if you want to, like, kind of pull back at the last second, then you can.
Hey, Hunter. maybe
I
we
will
should-
for a second.
Let's not
Okay,
do it.
all right. That works. I kind of want you.
But
guys
like,
to have
I'm
a
very
choice.
heavily leaning
Yeah.
towards giving it to her.
I do want to say, like, let's.
But I want to
wait
ask
and see
Ladiguir, like,
why-
what are you
Yeah, the
going
fact
on
that
about?
she turns up right at the end.
Yeah.
And is just
Like,
like,
why can't we
hey,
give
let me
this
have
to,
that.
I don't know, maybe a paladin who's good, or, I don't know, the capital?
Where are we gonna find that?
That's,
The capital, I mean.
he
So-
just ate like 300 damage.
So she, like, goes to reach it. You pull back just at the last second. She kind of gives you a look, like,
Well, I'm like, well, I gotta see what Ladiguir says. He's been my boy. You get it, bros for hoes, all that.
and she says, "Hunter, do you not recognize me?"
Yeah, we
Start
danced
this
at the
shit.
ball.
She
My eyes are bleeding. I'm like, what?
she kind of gives between, like, a laugh and a scoff. She's like, "Do you really not know?" And she kind of says this to all of you, like, "You really not know by now?"
I mean, I have a guess, but
Quite well at masking myself. Or is it that I have aged so poorly from all those years ago? She lets out a genuine laugh, pleased by her wit. She says, "Hunter, you and I, well, really all of you, we go way back to the early days of this world.
oh, are you the psychic queen,
Back then I
Sylphid?
told you to call me Lilith.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
the first demon?
She was a human?
No, she
No, but she's evolved,
Oh
or
my
she's
gosh.
psychically making that image. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, here you go.
Yeah?
Like as soon as I recognize that is her, then I don't hesitate anymore.
I start doing the dance.
We still have the egg, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's the victory dance. The language of our people.
She's like, I'm sure you must have questions or... be
Yeah, you're a lot
wondering."
hotter now.
Yes.
She says, well, every race has their own perspective and opinion.
What's that supposed to mean?
Means that she...
I'm just kidding.
Alright, do you want the story?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. The journey was long. Imagine that like you're going true movie flashback here.
Yes.
The journey was long, and I do not enjoy reliving it, but you deserve to know. After all, you all played your part in it, didn't you? The rains were pouring down. Most of my people had never before witnessed the rain. Even Enta's water was a new discovery for them. But I had heard and seen it through my scouts, and I had witnessed the tragedy it could bring. I told my people to flee, to reach the cliffs above the valley, but most of them were so engrossed in fighting the Enclave they refused to heed my call. Even then, the ground became so thick in mud, none would have escaped the tsunami. She seems to get lost in thought for a moment, her elven face casting a forlorn look for better days. The only others who were able to escape the flood were winged like myself. But no sooner had they ascended into the sky that the lightning began striking, targeting us with incredible accuracy. I can only imagine Enta was enjoying himself as he picked us off one by one.
What a dick, dude. I hate him.
I only made it
pretty
out
cool.
of the valley because my people began shielding me from above with their own carapaces. I will never forget the feeling of their bodies striking me as they fell lifeless into the waters below. And I, fearing that looking away from the cliff for even a moment would lead to my own demise, was unable to bear witness to their sacrifice. Past the cliff, I was safely out of the storm's reach. I remained there for several days, recovering and hoping that somehow other Silithids would emerge from the depths of the sea that now filled the valley. Instead, I heard voices of the humans following the cliffs to the north. I burned with hatred for them, filled with contempt that they somehow survived, and eager to snuff out the last of them, as my own people had been. But there were too many, and I too weak, so I remained hidden.
And Torm was there.
Eventually, I too moved north and traveled inland. I found a cave system that, just for reference, Torm wasn't there. That was the first.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
with the
yeah.
first
This
group.
was the second later when the battle happened.
Yeah. Eventually, I too moved north and traveled inland. I found a cave system and took refuge in it, having a sense of familiarity to the tunnels we built. It would be many years, but eventually I discovered those called drow and began observing them. Over time, I increased my psychic abilities.
They were black.
The drow were easy to read, and from them I learned of the illithids, or mind flayers as you call them. They were more of a challenge, but I broke them in time. Their methods were interesting, and for a time I wondered if I might rebuild my civilization in a manner similar to their propagation. But it was impossible. Without the source by which we were created, there was no other chance for success. What I was able to accomplish, however, was the psychic transferal of my being into that of another. That is how I was able to shed my Silithid body and obtain another. It was disheartening, I admit, to cast off such a glorious
Want to
carapace,
learn this, Bo?
but I needed to adapt to survive. First, I took upon a drow form and learned so much more by mingling among them.
She.
When you can easily read and influence a species' mind, it is child's play to rise in their ranks. My next form was that of an elf, much more befitting my goals. After that, it was only a matter of time until I obtained my queenship once more. Unfortunately, by then, the Enclavian descendants had spread so thoroughly that a much more strategic plan would be necessary to erase their existence from the world.
So I invented camps. And trains. That sounds kind of dark. What's up with
so
that?
You're still hell-bent on destroying.
I mean, it wasn't
You-
really the Enclavians. That's
you-
more of an Enta thing.
Yeah.
You would be also if your entire family and species were
Yeah.
wiped out.
I don't like vampires very much. You're kind of right.
And though it may have been Enta's doing, the Enclavians were the ones who
Still have one of
saw-
your eggs.
Yeah, listen, I think the Enclavians are douchebags. I
Torm
hate
says
them.
he's sorry.
Yeah, Torm said he was
You
sorry.
suck,
Yeah.
dude. You're the best.
I do think-
Those guys.
I do want to say that Torm says he's sorry.
Yeah, it's. We saw the whole thing. I wanna kind of explain what we've seen,
Yeah.
and we can show her in the pages. But it's just like, it was the result of some dumb kids that got a lot of your people hurt, and the wars started. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. Regrettable things on both sides. Like you guys did. You guys
Good
did some
people.
damage.
You guys did a gay dance. They slaughtered.
I was part of that gay dance. But no, but they, like, Silithids did bad things, the Enclavians did bad things. It wasn't the Enclavians that killed you guys.
It was Ren. She's right down there.
You've been through a lot of things,
And
but
she
maybe
killed my best friend.
you have a bunch of power. Let's not go towards killing, towards genocide, okay? Maybe take care of the genie. That's an idiot.
she listens to you out of respect or whatever, but she's kind of like, Dutch, are you trying to change my mind after so many centuries that I have been
Yeah.
stewing
I
on
am.
this?
Because, yeah, you've been stewing on it for way too long, and where has it got you? What has your life been? Are you gonna bring those dead people back?
She says, perhaps with the aid of the crystal, that which created us in the first place, I just might be able to.
That'd be
Who's
great.
been
I
guarding
would
the
say-
sleeping,
I would
you know...
say I would love to be a part of that journey and help help bring them back, but it would have to be under like peaceful pretenses because
Pretenses.
is it not pretense? What is it? Peaceful.
I mean, pretenses is it, right?
Yeah.
Well, isn't pretenses like that's the facade you're putting on?
Well,
for
false
something?
pretense.
Ah, that makes more sense actually.
So
But yeah, it's
False
yeah, because it's
pretense.
like if we're just
we want to help.
yeah, I want to help. Like what happened to them wasn't right, but also killing these people, it's not.
Yeah, when we first met you,
And Torm says he's sorry, dude. What do you want?
Hey, these Enclavians, they didn't own slaves.
when we first met you, you were benevolent and peaceful, and yes, and like bad things have happened, but revenge and destruction will only get you
It's the path to the dark
worse
side.
off. It'll be
Fearly
pain
as the
instead
hate.
of
How many
Haley's saying.
syllables, Dylan? Absolutely.
That's an absolute.
syphilis.
Syphilic.
Syphilis.
If you're not,
She asks you. She says, noble words from you all, no less than what I expect.
She's like, but I have the amulets.
What? Yeah, but what do you have for me that proves to me your intentions or gives me any method of possibly reclaiming that which I hope and search for?
I mean, we have your egg.
Yeah, we have the
Yeah,
egg.
I offer that.
I can
You
cast
have the egg, right?
breathe
Yeah.
underwater.
I
We
wanna
can go
hold-
down
I'm not
there.
gonna give it to her, but I hold it out, and it's like we've protected this entire time under the pretense.
It's like cracked and dented. Like, all the shit we've gone
Smashed in.
It is a pod. It's not an egg, right?
Yeah.
And it's more like seed-like, so it's
Yeah.
kind of thin, and it is very durable.
Yeah.
So we reach in
There-
the back, it's broken.
There is an immediate reaction and a change of composure entirely when you present the pod. She reaches out to take it.
We can't do anything with it.
Like, do you allow her to take it, or do you draw
No.
back?
We have to get her to confirm that she's gonna be
Yeah, it's like we have
like
kept this for you.
like this
because
is
we
yeah.
believed in you.
We're you have to say again. Like we want to help. This can be yours.
But it's like you,
we can get
yeah,
you started.
you've become a villain.
So like her nature, like it is 180. Like you could see the evil in her eyes, right? Like just the dead soul, right? Like and now like it like
She goes
perceptively changes in her eyes, like and she's like longing. Like that is the theme that she has longed for, always.
More than
like
anything.
she's just like pleading. She's like, please, please, may I?
Say, do you agree to our terms?
I don't know. Can she still do the psychic thing?
Yeah.
She's even
She
psychically
said-
more
she
powerful.
She says, yes, anything. Just please let me hold it again.
'Cause I'm assuming because before there was no way for her to reclaim anything, so she's like, I'll just kill them all. But now if she has a way, then
Yeah.
should be fine for her. I think just give it to her anyways.
Can I try and like connect with her
Psychically? You
Physically?
can.
and just puke my guts out?
Yeah, how do you want to do that? So typically it was always like touch contact that required it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's
So what do
gross.
you
So I'll hold the egg, but it's like I'll hold out my other hand.
Yeah, okay. So she kind of reciprocates. She takes hold of your hand and places her other hand on the egg, and then she just inflicts wounds 10.
Yeah, power word kills on you. And we look down and our whole town is being burned by goblins.
Oh no.
I was like, guys, this is beautiful, but there's a town full of goblins.
Dutch.
Trump's
It's
kissing
like
goblins.
in a moment, you almost relive these centuries that she has, and it's bad.
And I just go kill them all.
Yeah, like in a few seconds, it's like worse than what he ever experienced because it's hundreds. It's almost a millennia
Gives you a kidney stone.
of experience, and you feel the loneliness, the hatred. You feel the hope and then the loss of hope, and you recognize some of the places in the Underdark probably as well, right? You see your people.
The only hope is Flump Furs.
You witness, again, it's all glimpses.
Macaroni.
You witness her, one of her bodies or personas is Loth, and you see like the people worshipping her, right?
Dang.
I smash this thing on the freaking ground.
And then like you kind of see her in the kingdom and
She's like faking being one.
making plans, whatever.
We heard about
Anyway,
that before.
and then you come
It's true.
to. So yeah, I mean, I think that after kind of experiencing that, like you understand perfectly where she's coming
Yeah.
from. Likewise, she.
I kill myself.
What are you trying to convey to her?
Yeah, you're a drow.
I don't know, just like more on a psychic person.
You're just trying to figure out like if she'll be chill with
Yeah, like intent, but also show like that we want to help and
Yeah.
we want to understand her, but we also just like want to be like, hey,
All
maybe
that
don't
time in
be
the underground?
psycho.
Yeah.
No flump for
Yeah.
her?
So part of that also is you've
That's the
lived
final
a
hope.
lot of experience as well, right? And you've kind of come out of it the other way, right? You've kind of emerged better
You're
for
like-
it. And
He
found
started a
friendships
cult.
and whatever.
What are you talking about? He's killed innocent old people
It's a good
and made a
cult.
cult.
Anyway,
But that was for fun, not out of vengeance.
True.
the contact is broken, and when you kind of come out of it, she has the pod in her hands, and she's clutching it to her chest.
Laughing.
Her warrior tone is like completely gone, replaced by that of a nurturer, and she's just like
She's got the primary voice
And
going.
she struggles as she chokes on her words. I worried that I had forgotten what they look like. It has been so very long since I have looked upon a pod. I told you once before, didn't I? These were our most treasured possessions. She says, you never gave this to the Enclavians?
Why would we do
Those
that? Those
guys
guys sucked.
I mean, that was the whole purpose, though. You
Yeah.
were supposed to give it to them.
Yeah, well, we went to trade
Like
it
they wanted
originally, but they didn't
It
want
was
it.
supposed to be a peace offering, but like once we got there, they're
Yeah.
just like, so that's gross, and we hate them.
Yeah,
so
they were
And it's like, screw
bigoted.
you guys.
Yeah.
Except Torm, he was pretty cool.
She holds
He's
the
pretty gay back
pod.
then.
Yeah,
She holds the
He
pod
said
out
himself.
in front of her, and she gently
He'd
touches
say
it
he's gay.
with her other hand.
He said he had some gay experience at college.
It immediately glows in response, just as you witnessed during your first visit. And she beams in response.
Stillborn egg.
Today, you have given me hope, something I have not had for a very long time. You have proved your righteousness. I will acquiesce to your requests. However, I will still require the crystal. Perhaps with it and the pod, I may yet have kin again. But I am willing to negotiate your petitions.
I mean, what about the sleeping egg?
Yeah,
like, has
it-
anybody been watching that?
No.
Is that the dragon thing?
Yeah. The
Deep
world-ending
underneath the
thing?
ocean.
And that has been one of her primary concerns, is because
Without
that was
them.
their job. And so that's the other thing. Like, if it's all on her now, then she needs the crystal
Yeah.
to have any hope of doing anything about it.
That's the psychic sound.
Now, like, I feel like we could do something about going and like dredging up under the ocean.
Well,
and
we
finding pods.
can go down there. It's just, would the pod still be alive under the water?
They seem more like seed. Like they're seeds.
Because we never made it all the way there, because we
Yeah.
got beat up by gross people.
Yeah. Hunter, she says, I feel I owe you an explanation as to your condition.
My eczema?
She says, the transfer of one's entire being does not come without cost. When I seized the drow frame from its host, I vanquished their mental self, but their soul remained in some form, unable or unwilling to let go. It created a hunger in me which I had never before felt. The first kill was instinctual, biting down on a drow's neck as if I still had my precious mandibles. The blood was a mess, but it worked. There's a life force within blood, as you know, which is raw and malleable for those who know how to wield it. It satiated the host's soul and quelled the hunger, for a time at least. When I left that body and transferred my essence to an elf, imagine my surprise to find it rise back up in my absence.
Imagine my surprise.
A phantom of its former self. The hunger, however, persisted in it, and more powerful at that. I was tempted to destroy the abomination, but I admit I was curious. And also it had its uses.
You bitch.
For starters, it exhibited an extreme level of obedience to my will. It took to calling me sire, as if the body I had taken were its king. It also proved some level of innate sustenance to me. As before, my new body created that sense of hunger, But as long as my steward was alive, I was able to draw some amount of life force from him. I determined the hunger and its fulfillment was a matter of psychic energy more than anything. And once I figured that out, I was able to feed with more subtlety. Of course, as I accrued more stewards, the need to feed vanished completely. A fact I was most grateful for. You, Hunter, are one of many in the subsequent generations that followed. Although your exact situation is quite unique, very few Damphir have existed to my knowledge. It was only recently at the ball that I remembered the connection I felt to you when you first came to me, and realized it was the psychic bond we share as a result of your condition.
I'm thrilled about that. There's a lot of literal monsters running all over the place.
Alright, here are your offers.
Nice
Hunter,
stabber.
the queen turns to you and looks you square in the eyes. Hunter, give me the crystal and I can make you whole. Yes, I can make you human. Or at the very least, I can remove the thirst from you, should you prefer the benefits that your mixed blood provides. Laudagir decides now is a good time to speak up. He says, now hold on just a minute, lass. I should be the one to take possession of that crystal. After all, it's practically my precursor. My development was based entirely on the underlying lattice structure a nuke theorized creationary crystals
Shut the
were
fuck up,
comprised
nerd.
of.
Give it the queen.
Dutch, having a genuine crystal to study and integrate with would unlock untold power for us.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that crystal.
Marglar voices her opposition to both their proposals.
That would look cute on my wrist.
I put the crystal
No.
in Boogly's bag of holding.
Enta told me about
Disapprove.
this sea and the valley that it used to be.
Oh.
That valley and this once barren land was never meant to be such. It should have been a vibrant land full of life from the beginning, but when the crystal was taken, it was robbed of its opportunity to be a sacred beacon of nature. Boogly, we should return the crystal to the sea. I know your strength. Toss it over the wall and let nature reclaim its rightful power.
I'm gonna have
Restore
to,
balance.
I'm gonna have to kill your fiance.
Honestly, that'd be a fitting end.
He probably would kill his fiance first, knowing his track record.
It's like, my first Marglar, will you get in this bag?
Well,
He's like,
indirectly, she'd probably just kill herself.
Yeah.
Please, yeah, just like master manipulating women to kill themselves.
Balance.
So,
You have to
Alright.
balance the scales.
Make your choice.
I mean,
I'm gonna vote for giving it to Ladigware.
I'm voting giving it to...
I don't really want to give it to Ladigware, but Hunter also is fine with his condition at this point, but he would prefer not to have the thirst. And Ladigware does seem kind of sussy.
Ladigware is super sus, and this lady's our friend.
But
True.
she's gone through a millennia of suffering that she wants to kill everybody, and she's not even like remorseful.
Yeah, dude, my guy's 60 and he
She
wants
just
to kill
wants to
everyone.
kill everyone.
Yeah, he
That's
made
normal.
a cult.
With one guy that was your
No,
dude.
there's two. You took Ren as well.
She's not part of the cult. She just wants to get away from Enta, who's a dick.
She wanted to.
She
She
was
tell. I
part
can
of
see
the
it in
cult.
her eyes.
10 seconds.
Well, we can all
Ladigware's
agree nature's gay. I'm voting on the queen. If we have to fight, I'll definitely lose. That's fine.
Ladigware's from like the future. He could use this for really, really cool things.
I trust
man.
Gil's
Mogar,
journal.
decision. Queen.
Queen.
Boogly.
Queen.
Ladigware.
No, I'm just kidding. Marglar. No, queen.
No balance, huh, Boogly?
Dude, that's not even balanced. The world's been like this for millennia. Nature's gay as fuck, dude.
Alright, so 3 for Queen, 1 for Ladigware. That's what I heard.
If we want to back Ladigware, we'll kill her later.
Plus, if he's from the future, you can just grab him in the future. Ladigware's so tough. I've never seen him
She's
do
a
anything.
bitch.
Look,
She's a bitch.
Gil was my friend.
You connected with her.
Ladigware's
You
a
know
bad
why
guy.
she's a bitch.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't change the
The
fact that she
Dwarven
still
royal
is, like,
family
I want to
clearly
destroy
spent
everything.
a lot to make sure Ladigware was locked inside that X. I'm not giving him any more power. Especially not something called a creation crystal. That sounds like bad news.
When all he wants
We
is
should
power.
give it. We should give it to the creator of vampires and the destroyers.
I mean,
of
if we
elves
want, we
and
can just
humans.
give it
No,
to
but
me.
she's an energy vampire.
I'll just do it.
So
I'll-
much better.
I'll
Yeah,
just
she
take
feeds
it
off people's
so-
emotions. She gaslights people.
Alright.
Oh, that's Boogly.
The decision has been made. Hunter, you have the crystal. You take it out of the amulet and hand it to the Queen. It shines brilliantly in the sun's light, giving off a fiery glow.
Turns into my flare.
As she takes it into her hand, it floats above her palm, and 3 pulses of radiant energy are emitted. You're too entranced by the powerful magic to notice Marglar dashing in a last-ditch attempt to enact her
I
plan.
trip her.
I have
The,
my
que-
sentinel feet.
the queen raises her other hand without a second thought and utters her quick spell. She never even takes her eyes off the crystal as a thin green ray
Vaporizes
strikes
it?
Marglar square in the chest.
Whoa.
See?
A moment of shock is captured on her face, but a second later she is gone,
You
reduced to
reincarnated.
naught but a pile of ash, quickly blowing away in the sea breeze.
Okay, you can't reincarnate her, but you're almost strong enough to cast Wish. You're close, dude. A couple more years.
Can druids cast wish?
Man,
Probably
that's
not.
Rude.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
No,
shit.
dude, now you're free. Dude, Boogie's probably stoned.
I'm like, you have a creation crystal. You could have just stopped her from moving, put a rock in her way or something, dude. I'm just immediately like,
Latigware,
uh-oh.
why did you save us, dude? Why did you save
Yeah, Latigware,
her?
what are you doing? Why aren't you dashing?
Yeah.
Lilith,
She might be bad news.
Lilith takes her eyes off the crystal. She says, "I'm sorry if that was someone important to you,
It was.
but let that demonstrate I am willing to use any means to protect my family and their future. If you will not provoke any more hostilities, I am still willing to uphold my end of the bargain." And Latigware, he's like, "Provoke hostilities? You just disintegrated an innocent lass. This one's fiance."
Yeah, and he got rid of the other one. Now he doesn't have anyone.
Yeah. You're throwing off
He's
the
like-
balance.
Come on, Dutch, we can take her.
Not really, dude. Maybe you should get back in the fucking
Just get more
It's
followers.
like,
You'll
did
get
you
power
not-
that way.
Yeah, it's like, did you not see what you just did, Latigware?
Yeah,
Did you
maybe
break your hands?
throw the axe over the side.
And I have like 11 hit points. But now I am like,
Sorry, it's a democracy, and they wanted to give it
Is
to the
she,
psychotic bitch.
She says, well, I don't know. I don't think there were any other demands that you guys had, so.
Can you bring her back?
If we can further negotiate, can you not do that anymore? Can you just not disintegrate people?
well, she's not gonna promise that.
I mean, it was in self-defense.
I
Marglar,
really
a
don't
big
care,
ugly
dude.
woman running at her, dude. No offense.
I don't care if you disintegrated her. That's totally fine.
Yeah, people from that tribe kill their dads.
No, she's like, if you have need to see me, I will grant you audience in my kingdom. For now, I must go research into the possibilities of restoring my people. And then she casts a spell and she teleports away.
Did she get rid of my thirst, or am I just standing there like,
good
yo, what the
luck.
fuck?
Oh, do you want your thirst gone?
Yeah,
She does.
I still want my blood, but
Yeah, she can do that right there and then.
Yeah.
That, like, she just kind of like touches you and breaks the psychic, nerve
The
or whatever
addiction.
that's in there. Yeah. So you have all your racial traits. You just do not need to worry about the rage thing ever again.
I say, good luck, Queen.
Can I have
Slay Queen.
Yes, let us know.
I have like a plantar wart. Would you take care of that real
Can I
quick?
just plantar vigor?
Yeah.
Your fasciitis,
Taken care of.
your whole arms gone and leg.
With that, gentlemen,
It's like
victory
Dr.
is
Manhattan.
yours.
Is it?
You,
Who's Steve Jobs? We'll lick my balls.
you who remain on the wall of Fort Rameth are left to pick up the pieces of the Third Goblin War.
Not me. Hunter's beating feet.
Yeah, I gotta go to the capital.
I want to go back to my village and kill my mom.
My relationship with women is all because of you, bitch.
Okay. Alright, we're wrapping up here.
Oh boy.
You have been through one incredible adventure, the likes of which even the greatest of bards will have difficulty retelling. It all brought you to this closing moment. What thoughts and feelings race through your mind? Mogar.
I hope we made the right decision, but I feel way better because I've obviously
I'm actually
connected with Torm,
Not certain
and
anymore.
I've done like 300 damage to that stupid guy. So
Boogly.
Yeah, I got screwed over hard.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm probably gonna renounce Sylvanas and stuff.
Yes.
Next time we see him, he's in a fedora. He's like, "What are you guys, Christians?"
Yeah.
He
All
debunks Torm.
Actually, no. I think in reality, I'll probably go to find some druids and see if they can wish her back. Other than that, I'm just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do now.
You have a lock of
Are
honor
you like
there she gave you.
overcome by grief, or is it still shock?
I think I'm still in shock.
Okay.
I think I'm happy.
And that's, I just want immediate.
And I
feelings,
never got
like,
my bag
This
back.
just ended.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
And I'm sure the grief will hit tonight as I'm
Yeah.
looking at the deed to Tom's land.
Dutch.
And
Oh, I disintegrate that. I feel like we're screwed. I feel very, very bad. I don't think Ladigwir would have been. I think he would have been a better choice.
I don't think you would.
I think he's done great things so far. He's never disintegrated anybody.
We can
He's
agree.
he's
we can
only
agree.
He
protected
just
people.
sucked souls out of
We
a
can
billion
agree-
people.
Of monsters.
We can agree that
No,
Intel would have been the
regular
worst
people.
one.
Bad people that we would have killed.
Nah, he
anyway,
gave
that
me a
we would have
cool
sucked
staff.
their blood out of. What's the difference there, buddy?
All right.
We
That's
protected
kinda
protected
true.
their family. All of your families, by the way.
No lie.
Not mine. Mine's
Yeah,
actually.
you
I had to
protected
kill
those
my
in
dad.
different ways.
Mostly because he was serving the queen.
All those people, like those your aunt and uncle that died, he protected them.
No,
Hunter,
they're dead.
what are you feeling?
On
Good
the other
job.
side.
Well, one of the thoughts is like, hey, wait a minute. My dad was like, yeah, I have to do whatever that bitch commands me to do. And I'm like, was that her? Which I am like, that kind of sucks. But Hunter's also like, whatever, dude. His only thought is like getting back to hunting monsters. He's like, this has taken a lot away from doing that. So he's just like, I'm just gonna look for my sister and travel all over the place while hunting things. Because like now we're strong enough where I'm like, I can hunt anything I need to.
Sure. Okay.
Mostly kids.
You make ready to leave the fort and aid the townspeople. Surely a monumental task is before you, but before that, you notice something, or rather, someone.
This is the
it's
old
the
man.
old guy.
Get you guys.
He has sunglasses. He looks down and disappears.
Yeah, he winks and then leaves,
He winks
He
and
just walks off into the sunset.
and then just does
he's, yeah.
this, and then
He
the
winks.
credits roll.
He winks and
Don't
turns his
you.
back, and you radiant lance him, and he's just.
Yeah. No, it's his homunculus doing the death touch.
I just melt his face.
Don't you?
Yeah, he throws his arm up.
Let's
see.
Have you seen Breakfast though? Breakfast.
A single figure
Good one.
stands near the building where the portal
So
was.
good.
He wears a clean brown robe, his hands placed in his pockets.
Used to be what?
His long gray beard runs down the front of it, and he gives you a small smile and a nod when he notices your gaze. He pulls out a hand from his pocket and motions for you to come over.
Time to
Hey,
pay the price for the
Is he
book.
human?
You can take your book back.
Yeah.
He's like, time to pay the price for using it. Disintegrates us all.
It's like, wait till chapter 2.
You guys-
and then it ends.
You guys head over.
Everyone's black. Yep.
Miss Frizzle. Gotcha.
The friends?
Hello,
No.
hello again, heroes. Fancy meeting you here, eh? And he gives you a wry smile.
Hey.
Says, no?
Yeah, it's like
One of these times that one will end.
It's good to see you again.
He says, I am Kronos, and I have come to collect that book. And he puts his hand out to
We'll give him the book.
I give him the crystal.
you. As you go to
That's
hand
not
over,
trouble.
yeah, you like replaced it with a double.
Yeah.
As you go to hand over the book, you notice that the front cover is completely filled in. An abridged history of the world, Forbin.
of a time when a bunch of heroes screwed up.
No, we did pretty well.
The cover and the entirety of the book look completely new, far different from the worn paper you remember paging through when you first received it. He takes it from you, and you notice another new marking, there on the spine. Volume 1, Anatar. Mogar. Oh,
It's a magic treehouse.
as you guys walk over, just it comes to your mind. You remember the words that he first spoke to you when he delivered the book. Mogar. So it was that you took hold of this in the beginning, and now the same returns it to my possession. Did you maintain stewardship of it throughout your journey? No. Do not answer. It will be all the better surprise for me to read about it myself.
Ren carried it
Yeah, he's
95%
like,
of the time.
Friend.
Yeah.
I do so love your story, Mogar. Many
Love that
times
first
have I read
sentence.
it, and each time I pray that you found your joy and happiness. Mogar, you have earned the epic, which, like, achievement. This is the achievement name. I call them epics in the saga. You have earned the epic Historic Happiness. It provides you the boon Prodigious Progeny, which grants all future abridged history of the world characters the Prodigy feat, ignoring requirements.
Pretty sick.
What do you mean ignoring? What?
Like you can just have a feat.
Any future characters that you create within the saga of
Get
an abridged
the
history of the
prodigy
world
feat,
will automatically start with the Prodigy feat.
which is a sick feat.
What's the prodigy feat?
You get like a free skill and expertise.
Oh, sick.
That's how I have insane perception.
Dutch. He addresses each of you in kind, right? Dutch, you wouldn't know it, but you are the newest entrant to the party. Your path is so volatile, and your history so storied, it makes for a very interesting read indeed. I have seen you turn on your friends and lead the world to ruin, just as I have seen you sacrifice your life for them, that the world would have a future. I'm glad to see you alive and well among them here, and hope you can now build anew the special relationship a father has with his child. But honestly, I can't wait to read how things turned out with Latimer.
Me either.
Dutch, you have earned the Leader of the Pact epic.
Gosh dang it, dude. You're not, dude. Everybody knows.
As a leader, I respect
The
it.
true
Yeah.
leader. Yeah, as a leader, I'll take that into consideration.
You receive the boon Eldritch Past, granting all future characters in the saga the Eldritch Adept feat, ignoring requirements.
That's pretty sick.
I love that.
There's a little flavor text on each of yours also.
Pop song and motorcycle not included.
From now on, you just can't get this song out of your head. Leader of the Pack. Hunter, my dear boy. You have traveled this path so many times it is well worn in your soul, granting you an intuitive sense of time trappings. And yet, how many times I've wanted to intercede on your behalf, knowing what the next century holds for you. But I always refrained, hesitant to unleash a spiraling future absent of your distinct presence. Still, though, if you wish it, we may explore that possibility together. You receive the Unparalleled epic. It gives you the boon Revisionist, granting all future characters the Second Chance feat, ignoring requirements.
Sweet.
Boogly. I can understand how this journey has been eye-opening for you, in more ways than one, but I won't truly know the tragedy you have had to overcome until I read the pages of this book. Your story, I promise to treat with the utmost sincerity. I only hope that you have grown and learned much through it all, that your future efforts will be more fortuitous. You receive the epic Good Luck, which grants you the boon You're Gonna Need It. It gives all future characters the Lucky feat.
Dang.
Nice.
That's super nice.
As for Gareth, from the beginning, you have been an integral part of the story, always in a supporting role, as sure as the sun rises and sets. And yet, you and I meet now for the first time. I know you well. Your heart is strong, your character true. You humble yourself, bring out the good in those you meet, and value even the smallest of gifts. In time, you are destined for greatness. I am giving Tobin the Changing of the Guard epic, with the boon Diamond in the Rust. Basically, all his characters start with a common magical item, and at every, 4th level, when you get an ability score increase, it transforms into an item of the next rarity.
Nice.
Dang.
I wanted Wawity.
Okay. With that, he asks, you have earned the right to query me. What questions do you have?
So why did you do this? Why did you give us the stupid book?
A wonderful question that I am used to answering for you all.
We're too old.
He says, first of all, please do not think that your experience is without weight or merit. That could not be further from the truth. The very reason your tale is composed within this abridged history is because of the drastic implications it and you, by extension, have on the history of the entire world. And if that's not enough, in the long scheme of things, your actions may be the marble that moves the mountain, setting a trajectory that will not be fully realized until well after your history is concluded. We are striving for the perfect ending, and it is a great work in progress.
Why did he, like, what is his role in this? Let's see.
He says, I am the facilitator and co-author to this great work.
Working glory.
There are many influences, but essentially we are trying to operate an orderly flow of time, interceding only when necessary.
Works for me. So by what he said, have we done this before?
Many times. Not always yourselves. Sometimes other forms of you, but and just other people entirely. But you have been my main actors from some time. At least for this volume.
Okay. What happens next?
What indeed? Our journey is concluded, Mogar, but your journey is not. I expect you all continue to do great things in this world, and we will see how you continue to influence history.
Is this
I will just
Aslan?
not be party to it.
Starting off as a feeling.
Why didn't Gil come back?
He gives a little smile, and he says, perhaps you will find that answer in time.
Maybe he's not dead.
You are
I'm
time.
asking you. Yeah, you are.
Your name is literally Kruya. Oh wait, are you gonna ask about somebody special?
Do it.
I mean, wait,
Do it.
which one?
Yeah, not the stupid one that just died. I'm glad. I never liked Marglar.
I could be like,
I was
what?
gonna do that myself.
I'll say, what happened? What happened?
Dutch
to
was.
Sarah?
Yeah, it definitely was. I was like, I'm gonna complete the pack.
I would have been totally okay with that. Like, it's
He goes, who?
Yeah. He says,
You mean ball?
You mean my wife?
yes, Sarah. Well, Boogly, she has come up occasionally in past iterations. However, I won't truly know what happened to her until I read this volume. So I'm sorry I cannot provide you with an answer at that.
He reads it and asks you.
Usually she's
He's like,
sometimes...
he's reading it. He's like,
Yeah,
what did
what
you do? He's like, oh no, you guys.
This isn't my fault. This is all on you, Boogly.
It's like, she's away from you, and I'd call that pretty dang safe.
You changed all of the past and all of the future.
He's like, better scratch Boogly out of any future editions.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
What does second chance do?
Basically that 15th level thing I had, you can make somebody re-roll when they attack you.
That's cool.
Jeez.
Once per combat.
But Prodigy, how is...
And it increases my dexterity, strength, or constitution by 1.
So Prodigy, you get a language, a skill, and a feat? Or a skill?
No, you get expertise in the skill.
Okay.
Because I took that on Hunter, that's why I had disgusting
So
perception.
what does that do?
Expertise doubles your proficiency bonus with the skill. It's what rogues have,
Yeah.
and bards.
It's like where you... Isn't it like you can't roll less than a 10? Is that the same?
Eventually, rogues get that. I don't know if
Is that a
expertise
separate
lets you
feature?
have that. But either way, doubles your proficiency
I
bonus.
don't know what that would be set with.
Because like you can start with like a +9 on things.
I would say I just cranked myself up to level 20 just to see what spells I'd get. And yeah, I got True Resurrection.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
It's best to leave her as Ash.
No, I'm talking about Sarah.
Her.
She's alive.
Yeah,
She's
you don't need
becoming
to resurrect her.
a great and terrible demon.
She's gonna come get you tonight.
She's a servant of Baal now.
Show the balls.
What?
Any other
Oh, wait, that's
questions?
me.
I don't have any for him. I mean, if our part's
I'm
done,
looking
then
for the rest of the day.
Most of his answers are just, yeah, I'm gonna read this book and find out. So it's like, when can I get a copy of that?
I mean, it's a existential crisis time. If I'm like, how many times have I done this?
Yeah.
How many lives have I lived and led?
Well, especially when he's just like, hey, I've seen when you've double-crossed and screwed your friends over.
Yeah,
I'm
we've
like,
seen every ending probably of the
So,
past few
has,
years.
has Torm always been Torm, or will he always be Torm?
Don't ask that question. You want to know.
Yeah,
Um,
You're
like
this close
really,
to being.
This is the
forever
only one where he was a
shaking
racist.
my faith.
He says, good question, Mogar. This one will be difficult to comprehend.
He's not real.
You exist just as you are now. But you may also exist as a variation of yourself. Perhaps cosmetic,
I am Torm.
perhaps in history or feats,
But that's just
perhaps
a
in
theory.
character. Nonetheless, the core
Okay.
concept of your being, your soul, it exists and permeates the repeated versions of history. This recurrence throughout the loops of time gives a soul a certain power. This is essentially what makes gods gods. Each of you are the heroes you are because of the echoes of your former selves that have accumulated presence in the past. And when a soul like that crosses a certain threshold, it generally means a significant divergence from existing canon is on the horizon. Perhaps even the rise to godhood. Hence, the need for so many cycles to uncover different outcomes. He says, I will say, things have gone quite convoluted as we've progressed.
Have you seen Steins Gate?
Kronos sighs happily. This has been such a pleasure to speak with you. It's cliche to say, but I feel like I've been able to meet my heroes. It just fills me with satisfaction to see you here after all your hard work. But I know you're not finished. Lots to do yet. Oh, and the same goes for me as well. Always busy, but he pauses as he pats the book. I'll be reading with keen interest and looking forward to seeing where things go with, well, the future. Got to prepare the next volume and all. So, I will bid you adieu and wish you all the best as I depart. The stranger waves his hand and a portal of light appears behind him. Coming, Hunter?
Oh, why Hunter?
Do you,
That's my question.
if you, like he kind of said, like if you wish to revise your history, he's willing to go down that path and see where it leads.
Yeah, Hunter will follow him. Why not?
Heck yeah, dude. I give you a hug before. And I give you a kiss.
He bites
Oh.
you.
Yeah. We'll
I
meet
raise my
again.
hand. Can I revise my history in one or
He
two
goes,
places?
no.
Yeah.
He says, sorry, we better only make one major change at a time.
Yeah, this time we're gonna
At a
storm
time?
Normandy a day early.
This time it's January 5th.
He steps through,
This
Like,
time the
have a
black
good
box is
time.
gonna survive.
and you step through after him. Actually, he
hide
probably
the
like allows you to
password.
step through first.
Yeah,
And the
I'll say goodbye
passage.
to all my friends, obviously.
Sure,
first.
yeah.
Like,
You-
I'm sure we'll meet again in many timelines.
Yeah.
Who cries?
This is
All of us.
I cry a little bit.
This is like the ending of Tenet.
I say, dude,
Except it
we
makes
totally
sense.
should have given it to Landweir. You're gonna leave me this time?
I was like, please don't leave me. She's got the.
I can go revise it, dude. I'm a time cop now.
So
Actually, I do want to ask him what would have happened if we'd given it to Landweir.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Time for questions are done with him.
Okay.
Lighting weenie.
I said, oh, okay. This
He-
time traveler doesn't have enough time. Okay.
Yeah, so
Not
Hunter
for
steps
heroes.
through, he steps through, the passage closes behind them. It is only then as you hear the birds chirping once more that you realize there were no sounds or breeze, no movement of the world whatsoever, as you spoke with him. Now he is gone, and your entire life is before you, filled anew with hope for a bright future, and many more questions you're not sure will ever be answered.
Is there?
Like, where did all the goblins go?
Yeah, it's just,
Or do we have to fight a lot of goblins right now?
yeah, we just turn around and there's just a goblin army. It's like,
Yeah, we're at like
A lot of goblins.
we're at like 10 health. We're just, okay.
dun, 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 dun.
Hunter's just future Trunks now.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Hey.
as to the answer about them, they kind of knew that, like when the shield went down,
Probably a bad sign.
Yeah, it was a bad sign. And then there was a resistance movement in the city. You guys didn't end up meeting them, but they were there. And so basically, they started fighting, but the goblins kind of already were worried and scared, and so they pretty quickly fled from it. And so.
Was the capital bringing reinforcements to chase them out?
Well, that's a great question. That I will now answer. In the coming days, weeks, and months, what do your characters do? What are their priorities now that this chapter of their lives is over?
I would first be trying to not repopulate, but trying to use all the resources that I have and with my family to just transfer everything back and forth from Rameth to the capital.
Rebuild.
Okay, good high level.
To rebuild.
Hey, can
I'm gonna go find some other druids
Can I get
to
all
see
of
if we
Hunter's gold
can
before he goes?
somehow bring Marglar
Yeah,
back,
Marglar.
and whatever the outcome of that is,
Spend it
I'm
all
just
for
gonna
once,
go and
let's
start building
get
my
back
house
model.
on Tom's farm, which I apparently have to deed to.
Great. Dutch.
High
High level.
What's high level? What is
Like,
it?
high level, what are your priorities?
Oh, rebuilding Rameth, connecting with my son, and saying, hey, I wasn't just a stranger all these years that was
Also-
creepily watching you.
Yeah.
Making a cool cult.
Alright.
That's my.
But also reconnecting with my wife, because it's like, hey, life is way too short. I probably shouldn't have squandered this. So,
Cool.
the other dude was a douche.
After the remnants of the Goblin Army fled Rameth, the capital discovered that you were successful in repelling the invading force and took to the offense. An even larger portion of the enemy's fighting force had been hidden to the northwest, waiting for Anatar to send troops to Rameth so that they could make an attack while the capital was weakened. This plan failed because the people of Silvery Moon had discovered the hidden army and, in recompense for the goodness that Mogar of Anatar showed them, alerted the kingdom to its existence. In the disarray following the loss of Rameth, the capital knights were able to rout the hidden force and send them back into the western wilds.
Yeah.
Gareth, in recognition of his great deeds and assistance in liberating Rameth, Gareth Hemington is promoted to colonel and given command of Fort Rameth. He oversees reconstruction of the city and begins a heritage of Hemington staying in Rameth to seek their futures.
He becomes an illithid.
Mogar. When Mogar returns to the capital, he is greeted by many friends, family, and new fans. Among them are the Hydes, and as usual, Bonnie asks, "Tell me, Mogar, have your eyes yet seen that which your heart cannot believe?"
Oh, hi, mommy. Hi, mommy.
And she just like embraces you, like she's been waiting for this for 13 years.
There's nothing I ain't
Yeah.
believe at this point.
3 months later, a clandestine meeting occurs outside the capital. A gathering of disguised changelings has been arranged to initiate the newest member of the Radiant Knights, Mogar, Justikar of Torm.
He has a bomb.
It also serves as a very merry family reunion in which you formally meet extended family members for the first time. Hunter, you joined Kronos
You died.
through the portal and entered his realm. The themes you learned and saw there are too great to be spoken of lightly. After some careful consideration and planning with Kronos, you once more step through a portal. You find yourself outside a familiar, snow-covered cabin, a fire burning warmly inside. The full moon can be seen through the bare trees above you, and your ears perk up as you hear the crunching sound of footsteps through the snow. Boogly. The next few years, Boogly, yours is kind of the most up in the air, like, take this as least canon.
You tell you
It's-
that again.
The next few years are probably the hardest for Boogly. He cannot return to the home of his people. The one ray of light from there was snuffed out before his eyes. And Rameth, though full of people who love and welcome him, is a constant reminder of Sarah and the deed to Tom's property which he possesses. Now you said that you're okay rebuilding, so that's if you need to change this in your head, that's still
It's all Hunter's fault, and I was like,
He caused
peace.
so much hell, and now he's living in it.
But
It's like the perfect balance. He's just sitting there, just like, yeah,
what are these scorch marks?
yeah.
Boogly,
necrotic damage.
I assume that at some point you seek recluse in nature, you know, maybe for periods of time.
It's like Balaam.
Eventually, word of your deeds spread among the druid folk, and they begin seeking you out for wisdom and stories. You rebuff the first few visitors that come to visit you, but one in particular is finally able to break through your icy guard and help you to once again find the balance that you had lost sight of.
Sargor.
It is hoped that after this...
Was she a female?
Sure. After this period of... Maybe you needed a male, I don't know.
Sure.
It is hoped that after this period of grief and isolation, Boogly was able to find peace and hope again. Friendship, purpose, and perhaps even love. These are things the gentle Goliath is deserving of. Again, I just kind of came up with that. I don't really know Boogly's future. So you
I
can...
imagine some druid showing up and like, tell us of your wisdom, Boogly. I'm just like, wasted. You know what? Ballad.
You're like...
That's bullshit.
You're bad for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Dutch.
Noob master.
I
Do you
actually...
want to join a cult?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dutch.
Balance the books a different way.
Although, in the end, you were not able to secure the Cruciate Crystal for Ladaguir, that is not going to stop you and his partnership. Ladaguir is sure that with his assistance, you have the makings to become one of the greatest warlocks in recorded history. And though the crystal would have accelerated that, there are still means and ways. He continues to allow you to exercise your powers according to your will, and he learns from you in turn, just as he has been learning. Your fame grows, and many flock to your service, including Featherfall, Duck, and Tuscan. All join you pretty quickly. Ren also hangs out with you, though. As far as the pact and what to do about that dilemma is concerned, that is a side story for another time. But you have been a good companion to her, right? She values you as a close friend and confidant, and so like she wants to hang out with you, and be a part of this and see where it all goes as well. And then you've got your family as well. But many flock to your service, eager to find something greater than themselves. In you, they find a leader, a guide, and the Church of Ladaguir takes root in the world.
I'm probably gonna head out.
Okay.
I'm not shutting down.
See ya.
GG, boys.
GG.
Over the following years,
Thanks, Cliff.
thank you.
That was fun.
Over the following years, you feel the power granted
Later.
to you.
I'm heading out. They're still going, but I gotta head out.
You feel the power granted to you by the book wane, but nothing can take away your experience, and some measure of your abilities are retained, or possibly even strengthened with further training and adventures. Regardless, your fame and renown are carried across the lands and seas, and the world is open to you. Go where you will, do as you desire, learn what you wish. Your influence upon Forbin does not end here with the closing of this volume, but for those of you who remain nearby or keep in touch with the people of Rameth, you will know that from that time forth, periodic quakes would shake the land. Not enough to create any dire situation, and never for too long,
Glad I got it.
but enough to spin tales and conspiracies to keep the tavern ale flowing. That is until 20 years following the conclusion of the Third Goblin War. It is a peaceful autumn afternoon, and preparations are underway for the festival celebrating the Heroes of Rameth who saved the city from a great calamity. Banners abound, and the city is packed more than ever, with travelers hoping to share a drink with General Hemington or one of the other heroes that may show up. After all, it's the 20th anniversary of the event which made them legends. It is then that the ground begins shaking. The residents are so used to it that they can continue on with their labors for the first 20 seconds. But as it continues and increases in strength, they too put down their wares and allow concern to spread on their faces. A horn sounds from the fort, and some have begun running to the coastline. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, I know. Oh, sorry. There in the Sea of Enta, turbulent waters crash against the cliffs. I have one paragraph.
Weird.
There in the Sea of Enta, turbulent waters crash against the cliffs, each wave larger than the last. The shaking is so great it becomes difficult to even walk, and those at the cliff's edge hang on to anything that they can avoid so they can avoid falling. The spray of the sea now reaches even to the top, and the boats present struggle to avoid crashing upon the rocks or capsizing. Then a cry is heard from atop the wall. There, to the east! Something is rising from the waters! The quaking subsides to a degree, and everyone fixes their eye on the horizon, squinting to see it just a bit better. Gareth, now atop the wall, raises a scope to his eye, pauses, and lowers it a few seconds later. It's an island.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Nice.
Alright, let me put her to bed.
Dear Torm.
It's a pen island.
I'm happy to sit in the chat.
I definitely can't.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
I gotta go. I do want to talk about this.
Yeah, I do too.
but should we bounce now?
Whatever you want to. I mean, you're about right.
I have to work in 6 hours.
Sorry.
Cringe.
No, it's all good. Is there more for tonight or just talking after?
That's the end.
We should talk though after.
Roll credits.
Dude,
That was good.
beautiful. That's sick that it's an island. Is that what was in the egg? Was it an island the whole time?
What was it? We don't know. He knows.
Was it a dragon?
It's a dragon egg.
Yeah.
What was it?
Big one.
Dragon turtle egg.
Dragon turtle.
Yeah.
Egg.
I think it's like an
Ooh.
aspect
Isn't
of
that
Tiamat though. I don't know. All I know is I'm glad I left.
Dragon turtle. But now you're back.
Yeah, but I'm back in the past. I'm all over the place actually. I come back to watch you sleep every night.
That was
Did you
beautiful.
hear the
I
Church
saw
of-
the ending where
the Church
Ladder
of
killed
Ladder?
everyone. I went to all futures. I saw all endings.
Oh crap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeesh.